In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your window regulator on your Mercedes-Benz C300. It's located behind your front door. Using a T30, I'm going to take out these two screws underneath. You can use a magnet to remove the screw. There's another one under here. You are going to get a trim tool in between here and here, and you're going to pull it, and it's going to pop out. Using the same size Torx bit socket, I'm going to take out this screw. Now I'm going to remove this panel. To do that, you're going to get something underneath here. Try your various trim tools to get there. Get a trim tool underneath, pull it towards you, and then this way. Push it towards the front of the car. Unhook it. And I'm just going to put this out the window for now. I'm going to remove this foam piece. Remove this panel. It's going to fall off anyways when you try to take the panel off, so just take it off now. Inside the door panel, between the door panel and the door, and you're just going to pop out the plastic grommets. They are really tight and hard to get to. You are going to have to use a lot of force to undo them. So just keep following it along. All right, once you get them all popped, you're gonna grab a hold of it. Make sure they're all free. Pick it up and pull it out. It's helpful if you go from the front of the door panel and then pick it up and pull it out that way. Push this through, and you're going to have some things in the back that you're going to have to unlatch. Pull this out, turn it this way, and you should be able to wiggle it out of there. Now you're going to push in on these connectors and pull them out. And you can remove your door panel. We're going to take the heads off these rivets. We're going to start with the outside ones first. I'm going to use my really big drill bit to do that. You can remove your rivets however you usually do. Now I'm just going to use my cold chisel and cut the head off, what's left of it. That's probably good. Once you get the middle of the rivet free enough to free it from the door, you're going to move on and do the same all the way around. Now we're doing the last one on the outside. Now we're going to remove this plastic grommet here. Using a trim tool, pull it out. Now we're going to undo this screw here and remove our door handle. You're going to use a T25 Torx screwdriver. Now we're going to remove our door handle. You can release that. Let's unplug this. Set that aside. Now we're going to push this forward and unhook it. Next, we're going to use our T20 and take out these 2 bolts. Using a T30, we're going to remove this screw. Now we're going to remove these 2 with the same size, T30. Set those aside. Remove this. There's one on the other side as well, and there's a screw that you're going to access. We had to have the window down in order to take these trim panels off. We didn't want to hit the glass doing that, but now we have to put the window back up. So now you can plug your panel back in here so that you can put your battery on for a second and lift the window up till it's about 2 or 3 inches away. You're going to see if you pop through here, there's one on the other side as well. You're going to line up this hole with the screw that's in the regulator, and you want to be able to access those. Once you get it there, you're going to unplug these again and take your door panel away. Disconnect your battery. Make sure you disconnect your mirror before removing the panel. Just squeeze in on those and pull. Be sure to disconnect this white one as well. Ours is marked various colors. Make sure yours is too, so you know where to put these back. And this yellow one. The battery is underneath this cover. You're going to see your red slide here for when you need a jump start. But the battery is under here. So you're going to flip up these 3. There's one here, and one here. These 3 hold downs. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver to do so. And once you get those unhooked, you're going to take this cover off. Set it aside. We're going to use a 10mm socket, and we're going to take off our negative battery terminal. For us, it's right here. Going to loosen up this nut. You're going to notice the terminal getting loose and take it off. It's a good idea to tape up your window so it stays put when you take those screws out for the regulator. Now we're going to take the regulator bolts out. We're going to use a T30 socket to do that. Just make sure your window doesn't go anywhere. And you have secured it with tape or something like it. I've taken my rivets out, so I was just holding the panel in place as I do this with punches and screwdrivers. Now I'm going to remove my punches, or various things I put in the holes here. And we're going to remove our door panel. We have to release the regulator from the window to do that. Sometimes they get stuck. This one's off. Now we're going to pick up our door panel and take it out. Just make sure you have all your lock assembly and door handle stuff that comes with it. Drop it down below the window and pull it out. We have 2 rivets here, a couple on the top and another one on this side. We're going to take them out to remove the regulator. Now continue around the rest of the way, and you're going to see where the regulator disconnects. All right, so now we've done all of them except for this last one. Let's remove this one, and the regulator should be removed, aside from taking the motor up. Remove all your rivets, and now we're going to remove our motor with a T25 Torx bit. These 3 bolts will take it off. Take that off, disconnect your plug, set it aside. Now we're going to remove the regulator from the panel by disconnecting these mounts from the panel. You're going to push it on these 2 ears, on each one, and that'll release it from it. Remove the panel. And remove the regulator. Make sure you're positioned correctly before installing. You may have to twist it different ways to get it right. You want these 3 plastic mounts to be in this position. And you want to put your regulator over this plastic piece so that it lines up there. You want to make sure all your holes line up for the rivets before beginning. Line up your regulator somewhat, and now cut this zip tie. This is for packaging reasons. Take that out. Let's install this part. There should be 3 mounts that you push in and should snap in place. Make sure that's secure, and now we can turn it over. Make sure you're holding it up with something underneath, like a piece of wood, to hold everything in place. And now we're going to get our first rivet started. I'm going to hold the other side in place too, just so everything lines up. Now we're going to go to our next one. Do the same for the rest. I'm going to do my other bottom one over here. Now we can plug in our motor. Make sure you hear that click. And slide it on to the mounts. Put your screws in. Tighten them down. Don't over tighten those. They're going into plastic. Insert your door handle and latch. Make sure everything's lining up. Tilt it down. And slide it into place. We're going to leave it there for a minute, and we're going to lower our regulator down using the motor by plugging this into the door panel. I'm going to lower our regulator down so we can see the bolts. Right about there looks good. And now we can unplug this again. So now we're going to line up our panel and our window on the regulator at the same time, because we wouldn't want it to be easy. You're going to know your panel's lined up when your holes line up on the front, or should I say the inside of the door. Your latch is where it belongs, and those holes line up. And then on the front of the door, there's 2 holes where the screws go. Make sure you can see those and they're lined up. Once you get it all lined up, it should stay put. We're going to start our rivet up here first. Now that we have a rivet in, we're going to take down our tape and put our window in place. I'm going to do this before I install the rest of my rivets, just to make sure everything lines up, and I won't have to drill out rivets if things aren't lined up. So now you got to slide your window down, and then we're going to tighten up these 2 bolts. We're just going to check to make sure our regulator and motor is working correctly and the window is in line. Looks good. It's working well. Now that we know the window works, going up and down, we're going to put the rivets in all around the edge. Now we're going to do our last one. Now we're going to put our caps on. Just push in the center and it'll click in. Pull out the rubber seals if they went in. Do this one too. These screws go here. Let's put those in. You might have to pull this closer to you in order to line up the holes and just get them started. Do the same on the top. You want it about wrist tight. And now we're going to put the bolt on in the front. Snug them up. Now we're going to put our bolts in the front here for our door handle. Tighten those down and snug them up. Let's put our handle in. And now we're going to put the lock in. Plug it in first. Make sure you hear that click. Make sure you hook in this handle in first and make sure you can pull it out like that. Once you can hook it in and do that, then you can put this lock in. Make sure your handle's completely flush and that gasket is in place on both sides. You're gonna know what's in place if you can get this screw to tighten. If it feels like it's not tightening, you've got to take this out and do it again. Tighten it down, snug it up, and put the plug back in. Now let's plug in our connectors, matching up the colors. So that's the white one, the black one. Make sure you hear that click. Plug in this yellow connector too. Now we're ready to put our door panel on. To start, we're going to plug in our window regulator using your blue connector there and your purple one here. You should hear them click. And now we're going to hang up our door panel. Make sure you take all of these out of your door. They should be here, here, anywhere you see a hole basically that's left. If they're in the door, you got to take them out and put them in the panel. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get your door on right. You're going to begin by plugging in your connectors. Make sure you follow the color coding. Now you want to put your cable on for your door handle. You're going to pull it and slide it in. Once you've done that, you're going to put your lock through the hole. Push it through. And now we're ready to hang the door. Line up your door panel. Push the top in first. Make sure this piece is still out. And now you're just going to go around and make sure all your push pins are lined up. Go all the way around and press it in. Make sure the bottom is pushed in. Now you're going to pull this away, put your screw in. It looks like this. Start it by hand. Tighten it in there. I'm going to slide our panel in. And it should snap into place. Make sure you pull your weather stripping back out. Make sure this is on. Ours broke off, so we're going to glue that later. Now we're going to put our screws in the bottom holes here. Do the same on the other side. Put your push pin in for the wire right here. You push it, you squeeze it, and then it will fit in. It's hard to see. I'll show you after I install it. Like this. Now you're going to put your foam piece in. Make sure it's lined up correctly and your wire is in this space. Push that up in there. And now we're going to put our speaker back. You can push that wire in if you need to. You're going to put this end in first and then lock it in. Now we're going to put this piece on. I'm going to slide it in here and then insert it into the two holes like that. Now you can reconnect your battery and make sure all your components on your door work. Tighten it up. Make sure it's tight. sure it doesn't move. And now we're gonna put our cover on. Make sure both of these are out and your spring is up. Your spring clip. Now you're gonna put this over the battery. Just make sure everything's out of the way. Snap it on. And you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.